Welcome to I Am, fellow explorers, to a cosmic journey unlike any other, a quest through time to trace the fascinating evolution of morality. Buckle up as we blast off from the familiar launchpad of the present and hurtle backward through the ages to witness the birth of right and wrong. Join us as we delve into the shifting perceptions of good and evil from the dawn of humanity to the digital age. Along the way, we'll encounter ancient codes, revolutionary ideas, and the eternal struggle to define justice, fairness, and the very essence of what it means to be human in an ever-changing world. Get ready to challenge your assumptions, expand your cosmic perspective, and explore the mind-boggling complexities of morality throughout history. Let the adventure begin. Picture this Earth, millions of years ago. Our early ancestors just figuring out this whole being human thing. Life was brutal, resources were scarce, and survival was the name of the game. In this dog-eat-dog, or perhaps more accurately hominid-eat-hominid world, cooperation meant the difference between life and death. Morality then wasn't about lofty ideals or written laws. It was about survival, pure and simple. Actions that benefited the group, sharing food, protecting each other from predators, ensuring the continuation of the species, were favored. These behaviors increased the chances of survival for the group, and by extension, the individuals within it. On the flip side, actions that threatened the group's survival, like stealing, murder within the tribe, or needlessly risking the safety of others, were big no-nos. These behaviors were often met with swift and severe consequences. Think about it. In a world without jails, courts, or complex legal systems, social ostracization could mean a death sentence. It was the most effective way to maintain order and ensure the tribe's survival. This early form of morality, forged in the crucible of survival, laid the foundation for the more complex moral codes we see today. It's a fascinating reminder that even our most cherished values have roots in the fundamental drive to survive and thrive. As humans transitioned from nomadic hunter-gatherers to settlers and formed civilizations, things started to get more complex. Larger groups, increased social interaction, and the accumulation of resources brought about new challenges, and with them, the need for more sophisticated moral guidance. This is where organized religion and philosophy stepped onto the cosmic stage, offering frameworks for understanding right and wrong. Think of the Ten Commandments, a moral code etched in stone, literally guiding the Israelites. Or the teachings of Confucius, emphasizing harmony, virtue, and respect for authority in ancient China. These codes, often divinely inspired or attributed to wise sages, provided rules and guidelines for behavior, shaping societal norms and influencing laws. They tackled everything from interpersonal relationships, honor thy father and mother, to grander societal concerns like justice, fairness, and how to live a virtuous life. But here's the thing about these ancient moral codes: they weren't exactly bastions of universal love and equality. They often reflected the biases and power structures of their time. Slavery, for instance, was accepted in many ancient societies, and women were often relegated to secondary roles. Understanding the historical context of these moral codes is crucial, as it allows us to appreciate how far we've come while acknowledging the progress yet to be made. Fast forward to the 18th century, a period of radical intellectual and cultural upheaval known as the Age of Enlightenment. Think powdered wigs, revolutionary fervor, and a healthy dose of questioning everything. During this era, reason and logic took center stage. Thinkers like John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau championed individual rights, arguing that all humans were born with inherent freedoms and that governments derived their power from the consent of the governed. These ideas sent shockwaves through the established order, challenging the divine right of kings and the rigid social hierarchies that had defined Europe for centuries. The American and French revolutions, fueled by Enlightenment ideals, toppled monarchies and ignited a passion for liberty, equality, and fraternity. But hold on a minute. If the Enlightenment was all about universal rights and equality, why did slavery persist? Why were women still denied basic freedoms? The truth is, the Enlightenment, for all its advancements, was a story of contradictions. The very same thinkers who espoused liberty often turned a blind eye to the plight of those who didn't fit their narrow definition of mankind. It's a stark reminder that progress is rarely linear and that even the most enlightened ideas can be selectively applied. Chapter 4: The Moral Minefield of Machines and Money. The Industrial Revolution picture billowing smokestacks, clanking machinery, and unprecedented technological advancements transforming society. It was a time of immense progress, but also one of profound upheaval and social unrest. The rise of factories and mass production created incredible wealth, but also led to the exploitation of workers, including children who toiled long hours in dangerous conditions for meager wages. Urban centers swelled with populations seeking opportunity, leading to overcrowding, poverty and disease. This stark contrast, opulent wealth for the few, grinding poverty for the many, sparked a moral reckoning. Reformers like Charles Dickens, through his searing social commentary, and Karl Marx, with his critique of capitalism, challenged the morality of a system that prioritized profit over human dignity. Labor movements gained momentum, demanding better working conditions, fair wages, and an end to child labor. This era saw the rise of new ideologies like socialism and communism that questioned the very foundations of private property and wealth distribution. The Industrial Revolution forced humanity to grapple with the ethical implications of technological advancement and the responsibility of society to care for its most vulnerable members, questions that remain relevant even today. Chapter 5: Civil Rights and the Expanding Circle of Morality. The 20th century witnessed some of the most profound moral shifts in human history, driven by movements demanding equality, justice, and an end to discrimination. The civil rights movement in the United States, led by icons like Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks, challenged the deeply ingrained system of racial segregation. Across the globe, calls for gender equality grew louder, with women demanding equal pay, access to education, and reproductive rights. The LGBTQ+ community too began to assert their rights, challenging discriminatory laws and social stigmas. These movements, often met with fierce resistance, forced society to confront its own prejudices and expand the circle of moral consideration. They challenged the very definition of we in we the people. The fight for civil rights wasn't just about legal equality, it was about recognizing the inherent dignity and worth of every human being, regardless of their race, gender, religion, or sexual orientation. These movements remind us that morality isn't static, it evolves through struggle, empathy, and the courage to challenge the status quo. Chapter 6: Moral Dilemmas in a Shrinking World. Globalization, a word that evokes interconnectedness, cultural exchange, and the free flow of information, goods, and people across borders. But it also presents a unique set of moral challenges. As different cultures with varying values and beliefs interact more closely, we're forced to confront the complexities of cultural relativism. What's considered morally acceptable in one culture might be taboo in another. Take, for example, practices like arranged marriages or female genital mutilation. While some argue that these practices should be respected as part of other cultures, others condemn them as violations of fundamental human rights. Globalization also raises questions about global justice. How do we ensure fair labor practices and environmental protection in a globalized economy? Who's responsible for addressing poverty, disease, and climate change when the world is so interconnected? Navigating the ethical dilemmas of globalization requires empathy, understanding, and a willingness to engage in respectful dialogue, even when those dialogues are difficult. Chapter 7: The Digital Age and the Wild West of Ethics. The internet, social media, smartphones, these technological marvels have revolutionized the way we live, work, and connect. But they've also ushered in a new era of ethical dilemmas. Online privacy, for instance, has become a major concern. Our digital footprints, our searches, purchases, and online interactions can be tracked, analyzed, and even exploited. This raises questions about data ownership, surveillance, and the right to control our own information. The spread of misinformation and fake news online poses another significant challenge. In the digital age, information travels at lightning speed. And it can be difficult to distinguish fact from fiction. This has real-world consequences, influencing elections, inciting violence, and eroding trust in institutions. Cyberbullying, online harassment, and hate speech have also proliferated in the digital realm. Behind the anonymity of screens, individuals may feel emboldened to engage in behavior they would never dream of offline. The digital age demands a new ethical framework, one that addresses the unique challenges of online spaces while upholding the values of respect, empathy, and responsibility. Chapter 8. Our Pale Blue Dot and the Moral Imperative. Zoom out for a moment from the digital world to the vastness of space. From this cosmic perspective, Earth appears as a fragile pale blue dot, the only home we know. The growing awareness of climate change and environmental degradation has sparked a new moral imperative, a responsibility to protect our planet for current and future generations. We're realizing that our actions have consequences, not just for ourselves, but for the entire ecosystem and the countless species that share this planet. The old paradigm of exploiting natural resources without regard for the environment is no longer sustainable. We're being called upon to redefine our relationship with nature, to embrace sustainable practices, and to address the root causes of climate change. This is a moral challenge on a global scale, requiring collective action, innovation, and a fundamental shift in how we value and interact with the natural world. The future of humanity, and indeed all life on Earth, depends on our ability to rise to this challenge. Chapter 9. The Future of Morality in a World of AI and Beyond. Hold on tight, because things are about to get really mind-bending as we venture into the uncharted territory of the future. Advancements in artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, and other emerging technologies are pushing the boundaries of what it means to be human and raising profound ethical questions. Imagine a world where AI surpasses human intelligence and makes decisions that impact our lives in profound ways. Who's responsible when an autonomous vehicle causes an accident? How do we ensure that AI is developed and used ethically without perpetuating existing biases or creating new forms of inequality? Genetic engineering presents its own set of ethical dilemmas. While it holds the promise of curing diseases and enhancing human capabilities, it also raises concerns about designer babies, genetic discrimination, and the very essence of what it means to be human. The future of morality in this rapidly evolving technological landscape is uncertain. But one thing is clear: we need to engage in thoughtful, informed dialogue about the ethical implications of these technologies and establish guidelines to ensure they're used responsibly for the benefit of humanity. The choices we make today will determine the course of our future. It's up to us to shape that future with wisdom, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to the values that make us human. The moral compass within. As we've seen, the journey of morality is one of constant evolution, from the survival instincts of our early ancestors to the complex ethical dilemmas of the digital age. Our understanding of right and wrong has been shaped by countless factors: culture, religion, technology, and the eternal quest for a more just and equitable world. Our understanding of right and wrong continues to adapt, reflecting our capacity for growth and learning. The very act of questioning, debating, and challenging our moral assumptions is a testament to our humanity. Stay curious and keep questioning, for today's truths may be challenged by tomorrow's discoveries. The exploration of morality is an ongoing journey, one that invites us to engage with empathy, courage, and an unwavering commitment to creating a better future for all. And remember to be as one together for a positive and better tomorrow for all. Unity is the key.